What is going on, everybody? Sports expert here, and we are here with our Week 5 NFL Power Rankings. So we are going to do Power Rankings here as obviously it was an interesting week in the NFL. Going to try to keep this video a little bit short because I did do the picks video and kind of went in depth with some teams already. So before we start the video, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss any NFL content we do. Hit the like button. Comment what you think about my picks and what your pick could be. I would appreciate that, everybody. And yeah, so we're going to get this started right here. As you know, liking and commenting helps us in the algorithm and helps everybody out in the community. That would be appreciated a ton. We'll have a lot more NFL and college football content this upcoming week. So yeah. But at 32, we have the Houston Texans. They're 0-3-1, the only team in the NFL that has yet to win a game. Obvious choice here at 32. I just don't think Lovie Smith's getting the job done. Not really much of a surprise. So, yeah. At 31, I have the Carolina Panthers coming off a home 26-16 loss against the Cardinals. Offense is terrible. The coaching's terrible. Baker hasn't played well. It's just a mess all around in Carolina. Christian McCaffrey's still a bright spot, but that's really all. At 30, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off a tough loss versus the Jets. Obviously, Mitch Trubisky got benched today. And, Kenny Pickett could be the guy now. But he didn't play too well. But, it's going to be a learning experience for him. We'll see what happens there. But good win for the Jets, but a tough loss for the Steelers there. At 29, I have the Washington Commanders coming off a bad loss at Dallas. Carson Wentz, another couple interceptions today. He's obviously not the answer. Probably should be a backup at this point. He just isn't getting it done. At 28, I have the Indianapolis Colts. They are coming off a home loss versus the Tennessee Titans. Not too surprising. The Colts just own the Chiefs for some reason. No receivers other than Michael Pittman. Without Jonathan Taylor, that team's screwed. He was out for some time today in the second half. Not ideal. At 27, I have the Seattle Seahawks. They are coming off a win at Detroit. Good win for the Seahawks. Great offensive game for Geno Smith and company. And, yeah, they're 2-2 somehow. At 26, I have the Chicago Bears. They are coming off that loss versus the Giants. Justin Fields not going to throw it a ton, missing David Montgomery today for sure. They could have won without him, but, just didn't have enough offensive firepower. At 25, the New York Jets coming off that win versus the Steelers. Zach Wilson looked fine in his debut this season. A little bit of rust, but not terrible. The Jets, not a terrible team overall. The defense isn't bad, but, yeah. They could be a playoff contender in maybe a year or so. At 24, I have the Detroit Lions coming off that 48-45 loss versus the Seahawks. Might be the worst defense in football, but they have the offense to back it up. They could have won by 60. They could have won 60-48 if they had Amon-Ra St. Brown and DJ Chark. But yeah, the Lions definitely showing some signs of improvement. At 23, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They play Monday night versus the Rams. Defense is good. We'll see what happens with Jimmy G. At 22, I have the New England Patriots. They're coming off that tough loss at Green Bay. Played a good game, I got to say, but, it wasn't enough. With Mac Jones, do they win that game? I don't know. But the Green Bay definitely could have planned differently for Mac Jones. So who knows, but good, very well coached game by Bill Belichick to give him a chance. At 21, I have the Denver Broncos coming off a tough loss on the road to the Raiders, giving them their first win. So, yeah, the Broncos, I don't know. Just not a great team right now. Nathaniel Hackett hasn't done a great job. I would like to see more from him, but, the receiving core is still fine, and Russ isn't terrible, but they're going to need to, turn on the gas. I don't know. At 20, I have the Las Vegas Raiders coming off that win versus the Broncos. Josh Jacobs had a big game today. The MVP for the Raiders, no doubt. Carr wasn't bad. Raiders defense came up clutch at the end there, so got to give them credit. At 19, I have the New Orleans Saints, first win for Josh McDaniels. The Saints are coming off a loss in London versus the Minnesota Vikings. Tough loss. They did have a lot of injuries, but played well considering the injuries. Bad miss kick by Will Lutz at the end, but that really wasn't his fault, the double doink there. At 18, I have the Atlanta Falcons coming off a 23-20 home win against the Browns. They ran the ball very well today. Gotta shout out Chase Huntley, I believe his name is. Yeah, and Tyler Algier ran the ball very well today. Cordell Patterson kind of struggled today, But yeah, good job by them, but they definitely helped Atlanta in this one. At 17, I have the Arizona Cardinals coming off a win at Carolina. Kyler Murray was able to do enough in the second half to win this game. And yeah, I mean, defense was clutch as well. At 16, I have the Cleveland Browns. They are coming off a bad loss at Atlanta, 23-20. Jacoby Brissett didn't play very well. The defense wasn't terrible, but there's definitely a lot of issues among this team, communication issues. But still first in the AFC North. At 15, I have the Tennessee Titans coming off that nice 24-17 road win versus the Colts. Titans are the better team, no doubt about it. Better, but more well coached. Traylon Burks got injured though, so that's not ideal. But yeah, Derrick Henry was solid. Juked the living crap out of someone. So yeah, at 14, I have the New York Giants. They are 3-1. They are coming off a win against the Bears, playing some good football so far. But they have a test next week in London versus the Packers. I mean, can Daniel Jones, is he up for the task? I don't know, man. At 13, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. They're coming off a nice 34-24 road win against the Texans. Texans aren't great, but Chargers did have some issues in this game. They almost choked it, but, Herbert looked fine, looks much more healthy. And the defense wasn't too bad, but there were times where it was just, At 12, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming off a 29-21 loss versus the Eagles. They were up 14-0 early, just couldn't get anything going later. The Jonathan Gannon made adjustments defensively, and Trevor Lawrence just struggled to move the ball. But the Jaguars still look like a very solid team, and they have a lot of potential here. At 11, I have the Minnesota Vikings coming off a win versus the Saints. Kirk Cousins didn't play a great game, but they were able to win it in the end. Defense wasn't too bad, but it wasn't great. It wasn't the greatest game for the Vikings. At 10, I have the Baltimore Ravens. They're coming off a 23-20 loss versus the Bills. They were up 20-3, choked a bit. I mean, John Harbaugh and company has to fix that. That's their second choke at home this year to an AFC East team. Not ideal. Lamar Jackson was okay, but, Ravens got to fix their coaching issues and communication issues. At 9, I have the Dallas Cowboys. They are now 4-0 with Cooper Rush in the last 2 years. So, Cowboys are definitely an interesting team here. Solid team. With Dak Prescott, they could be even better. So, yeah. At 8, I have the Cincinnati Bengals coming off a nice 27-15 win at home against the Dolphins. Joe Burrow looked fine. T. Higgins was that guy. Bengals look like they might be just fine. At 7, I have the Los Angeles Rams. They play Monday night, 2-1, coming off the win against the Falcons from last week. The 49ers are coming off that loss versus the Broncos. At 6, I have the Miami Dolphins coming off that 27-15 loss against the Bengals on the road. Tua, we'll see how he's doing. I don't know if he's going to play Sunday, but they're probably going to have to give him some time off. But, yeah. Receiving core still looks really good, though, with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. At 5, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing right now. They're actually down 28-17 at halftime against the Chiefs. I don't know, man. I don't know about the Buccaneers. Tom Brady kind of looks like a shell of himself, which is weird, but, with all these receiving options, I'm not sure. They did lose Ali Marpet and Ryan Jensen, which hurts, but yeah. So at 4, I have the Green Bay Packers, coming off that tough win versus the Patriots at home. Was really shocked at how tough a game that was, but Aaron Rodgers and company were able to get it done. So, yeah. At 3, I have the Buffalo Bills. They're coming off that comeback win versus the Ravens. Josh Allen keeps finding ways, like the superstar he is. You got to give him credit. This Bills team, they play good defense. They play good fundamental football. They know what they're doing. So, yeah. At 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs up 28-17 against the Bucs at half. Patrick Mahomes looks like a maniac. He looks like a beast. Incredible football player. You got to stop doubting him. He's just that good. And at 1, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, the only undefeated team in the NFL. Jalen Hurts didn't have the greatest game, but the defense showed up. The running game showed up with Miles Sanders and company. Really liked what I saw from the Eagles today. They played good fundamental football all around. And, yeah, this Eagles team, very talented and very good. So I appreciate everyone being here. Sports expert here. A lot of people didn't like the Nick Sirianni hire. I was like one of the 10% people that did. So I appreciate everyone being here. Sports expert here. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the post notification bell. Like the video. Comment what you think. I would appreciate it, everybody. Sports expert here. I'm out, guys. Peace.